Welcome back to the Cool Fears channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on the channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the brand new Hasbro Star Wars Vintage Collection, Walmart exclusive, Tchaikovsky ARC Trooper. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunching them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit that bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. If you do enjoy this video or any other videos I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. With all of that out of the way, guys, once again, we are going to be taking a look at the brand new Star Wars Vintage Collection, Walmart exclusive, Tchaikovsky ARC Trooper. So if you guys don't know, this is from the Tchaikovsky miniseries that was produced back in, I believe, 04 or 5, somewhere around there in between episodes 2 and 3. And this was the original Clone Wars series that we got back in the day on Cartoon Network before the 3D animated one was even a thought in anybody's mind. And I personally love and prefer the old Tchaikovsky Clone Wars series to the new 3D one. Not that I don't like and love the new 3D one, but that old one just holds so many memories and nostalgia for me because not only was it great Star Wars media back in the day, but it was like a snapshot in time in terms of the animation and the animation style and everything. That's just what cartoon and animation looked like on Cartoon Network at that time. So you can really go back and watch those and get a sense at what animation was like on Cartoon Network at that time. And I absolutely loved that 2D animation. I love personally 2D animation cartoons, so that was just amazing to see, especially growing up. I had the DVD compilation, so I was able to watch them all together. But yeah, guys, so when they announced these guys, I definitely had to get a few of them. And as you guys probably know, if you guys are longtime followers of this channel, or if you're new, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I do not collect vintage collection figures. In fact, if you search my channel, you will only find one that was probably uploaded yesterday because that was the vintage collection, Captain Fordo from the same series / wave. So yeah, also the other big thing for me in terms of Star Wars is Clone Troopers, and I absolutely love the way Clone Troopers were portrayed and drawn in the Tchaikovsky series, and now we have them in physical toy form. I do have the Black Series ones on pre-order as well, but these guys just look too damn good for me to pass up, so I had to get myself some vintage collection figures. So yeah, but with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and start taking a look at everything that this guy comes with. So he does come with a total of 3 things: 2 identical dual blasters, as well as a removable helmet. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at the blasters. I do have the blaster here from Captain Fordo, which is identical to the ones that this guy has. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this one right here, so that way we don't have to move him around until we actually have to pull him forward. I probably should have did this in my other review, but it is what it is. But here is a nice look at the blaster pistol that he does come with. A beautiful representation of what Tchaikovsky drew these, or his animators drew these as. Now, if you take a close look, you'll see that if you remove this front part, it's essentially the pistol blaster that we do get in the 3D series. So that's pretty cool to see those influences there. And like I said, he does come with a removable helmet. So why don't we go ahead and pull him forward, so that way we can pull the helmet off. And so yeah, I love Phase 1 Clone Troopers, so I love this helmet, I love this armor, and the paint apps are pretty damn good for being, you know, a 3 3/4 inch figure. Obviously, it's missing a lot on the back and detailing and all that, but the blue lines on the helmet are pretty damn clean for it being this scale, so super happy with that. Once again, this likeness is unknown to us since we never saw them without their helmets in that Tchaikovsky series. And yeah, this really doesn't look like Tamora Morrison. But I guess since we never saw what they would look like without their helmet in this micro series, Hasbro took some liberties and kind of animated his face in a way to kind of resemble somewhat close to this animation style. But yeah, I personally think they should have just left it as a helmeted figure where you can't remove the helmet and called it a day, but they wanted to go the extra mile for these. Unfortunately, they won't do that for Black Series, but once again, that's a conversation for another day, probably during my Coffee and Toys podcast. Stay tuned to the end of the episode to get all the information on that. So yeah, guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a nice closer look at this guy since he's already pulled forward. His holsters do have slits in them, so that way you can fit the blaster in nicely and it won't rip the plastic or tear it up or do anything like that, since it's already slid open and it has some give. He does come with a soft good skirt. The pauldron is very nicely done. The paint apps on this guy are really nicely done. All the lines are very clean. So yeah, super happy with this guy. Just as happy as I was with the Captain Fordo. So yeah, guys, with that being said, I guess let's move on into articulation. Let me go ahead and kind of put him in a position to where it's easier to articulate. So he can look all the way to the right, all the way to the left. He will look down that far. He will look up that far, which is essentially kind of just at you, because if you push it that far, you start to see his chin, which means his head actually stops and his helmet is what's actually looking up. So, I mean, if you need him to look up, I guess you could use some forced perspective and angles to hide that, but that's up to you. With that being said, let's go ahead and continue on. His arms will go out slightly under a T-pose, but almost there. 360 rotation at his shoulders, no bicep swivel. However, you do get single hinge elbows with rotation at the elbow, hinging up and down on this wrist and in and out on this wrist, which is weird because usually it's flipped around, but it is what it is. Rotation at the abdomen right there. Slight ab crunch forward, no ab crunch back. He will kick out, let's see, all the way, so he can join the cheerleading squad. In fact, his brothers can all join the cheerleading squad if they all have the same articulation, and they can have their own squad. So he will kick forward that far. He will not kick back at all. He does come with single hinge knee joints, which do rotate at the knee, and you do also get a really good thigh swivel right there, and you do get ankle articulation up, ankle articulation down, but no ball rocker joint at the ankle. So all in all, guys, yeah, like I said, I absolutely love the Tchaikovsky series, so much so that it forced me to go and get into a line that I don't even collect. So yeah, these guys look so badass, especially for being a 3 3/4 inch figure. I am blown away by the detail, the paint apps, and yeah, I cannot wait till my Black Series ones come in. With that being said, what do you guys think of this figure? Are you picking it up? Did you pre-order it? Are you trying to actively order it right now? Let me know what your experience has been, and what would you rate this figure 1 out of 10. With that being said, guys, join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. And join me every Wednesday over on Instagram at Cool Figures for Coffee and Toys Live, where I will speak to a new guest every week about toys, toy collecting, toy photography, and so much more. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. And if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at Cool Figures. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by Cool Figures. Check it out if you like what you see. Leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures I do reviews on for this channel, go ahead and check me out over on TikTok at Cool Figures. That's where I post all my unboxings. And join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jess the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to this channel sponsor, V-Rare Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, Pokemon card, and toy print needs. And of course, use code COOLFIGURES at checkout for 10% off your order. V-Rare Store, check them out, guys.